Hello and welcome to Medical Dialogues. I'm Mr. Zaman and here's what I bring to you all from the world of medicine. Having Alzheimer's genes increase your risk of epilepsy. People with a genetic predisposition for Alzheimer's disease may have an increased risk of epilepsy, and people with a certain type of epilepsy may have an increased risk of developing Alzheimer's disease, according to a study published in the online issue of Neurology. For the study, researchers looked at gene variation throughout the human genomes of 1,11,326 people with Alzheimer's disease and 6,77,663 people without the disease through what's known as a genome-wide association study. Researchers used a study design called Mendelian randomization to determine if there was cause and effect between the genetic variations and the risk of epilepsy. Researchers found having Alzheimer's was linked to a 5.3% increased risk of developing generalized epilepsy, which involves seizures that occur from both halves of the brain. Researchers also found a 1.3% increased risk of focal epilepsy with hippocampal sclerosis. Focal epilepsy involves recurring seizures that affect one half of the brain. Ketamine found to be at least as effective as ECT for treating major depression. A new study led by investigators from Mass General Brigham has found that sub-anesthetic intravenous ketamine was effective and not inferior to electroconvulsive therapy or ECT for the treatment of non-psychotic treatment-resistant depression. Heavy drinkers risk muscle loss. Heavy drinkers could be putting themselves at risk of muscle loss and frailty in later life, according to new research from the University of East Anglia. A new study published recently shows with statistical modeling that people with the lowest amount of muscle were drinking 10 units of more per day about a bottle of wine. Because larger people have more muscle mass, the research team scaled for body size, and they took into account factors such as protein consumption and physical activity. The team say that their findings, mainly in people in their 50s and 60s, suggest another reason to cut back on booze. The team studied data from the UK Biobank, which is a large-scale database of anonymized lifestyle and health information from 500,000 people in the UK. Plant-based diets are better for your health and climate. Vegetarian and vegan diets are linked to lower levels of cholesterol and fats in your blood, according to an analysis of all the evidence from randomized trials published since 1982. The authors of the study, which is published in the European Heart Journal, say this means that plant-based diets can play a significant role in reducing blocked arteries, thereby lowering the risk of heart and blood vessel diseases such as stroke and heart attacks. The researchers looked at 30 randomized trials with a total of 2,372 participants published between 1982 and 2022 that quantified the effect of vegetarian or vegan diets versus omnivorous diets on levels of all types of cholesterol, low-density lipoprotein cholesterol, triglycerides, and apolipoprotein B. That's all for today. Stay tuned to Medical Dialogues for latest updates.
Never miss a medical update from Medical Dialogues. Like, subscribe, and press the bell icon.